What's going on, guys? On to another one of my favorite actors of all time, Sylvester Stallone. He's from New York City. Don't want to try and do an impression because I'll probably suck. But anyway, Sylvester Stallone's from New York City. He was born July 6, 1946, and he's freaking 70 years old. Damn, my favorite actor, my hero, because I'm Italian, is freaking 70 now. That's crazy. Damn. Anyway, guys, we're going to go through my whole Sylvester Stallone movie collection right now. From the first movie he came out with that he was in, to the newest movie that I have that he was in that I have in my collection. And I know I'm already missing Cobra. I don't know why I sold Cobra. I'm missing Nighthawks. I'm missing The Expendables 1, 2, and 3. Is there a 3? I think there's a 3. I'm missing the last couple newer movies that he made. But usually I'm missing the newer movies of a lot of people, unless I'm really on them. But anyway, Ghoulies? What the heck? Why am I holding Ghoulies? Anyway, guys, here we go. Sylvester Stallone. Here we go. Anyway, guys, the very first movie that I knew Sylvester Stallone was in, was this cult kind of porn movie. It's really 70s. This is like the first thing that he was in, one of the first things he was in. It was this weird cult movie called The Italian Stallion, and most everyone knows about it because he's like fully nude in this movie, 70s dancing and having orgies and all kinds of weird 70s hippie stuff. Really weird movie. But that's the earliest thing that I know that he was in. And then one of his first big role movie appearances was in the movie The Prisoner of 2nd Avenue, which is with Jack Lemmon, and it's from 1975. And this is just a great movie right here. And Stallone has a part in this movie where basically Jack Lemmon's going kind of, he's Jack Lemmon. He's all weirding out. He thinks somebody stole his wallet because he bumped into Sylvester Stallone in New York City Park, and then he realizes he doesn't have his wallet, and he blames Sylvester Stallone for taking his wallet, chases him down, tackles him, and it's just a great movie. It's just a pretty cool thing that his first role was in, where he's like kind of a punk, but he's not really a punk. So you guys have to watch that one for a really early, even before Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. But as we all know, this is why he's famous, because his very first movie where he's a star of freaking won Best Picture in 1976, and that's my favorite movie of all time, Rocky 1. I don't know how many times I've watched this movie, but it is a lot. Yeah, Rocky 1. I got the snapback version of that, and I have the Blu-ray set of all the Rocky movies. But I just put it somewhere because I needed to make space. So all the unopened sets and stuff I put somewhere else. I also have the newer release of Rocky, first movie. This is a 2-disc set. Has a whole bunch of collector's special features on there. Pretty cool. And then I have the set where he's holding the flag or whatever, has a flag around him. And that's Rocky 1, 2. I have the whole set of that. And then in 1978, 2 years later, he was in FIST, which is a great movie about him working for the Union, or not working for the Union, and they kind of screw these guys over at the job, so they're protesting, and it's like violent protesting too, because they're getting in fights, they're bombing stuff, all for rights at work and stuff. So this is a great movie if you haven't seen that, in 1978. And then in 1978 too, he also was in Paradise Alley, which is a boxing movie, kind of like Rocky. I guess before Rocky 2 came out, people still couldn't wait for another boxing movie from Stallone, and Paradise Alley came out. And then also in 1979, a year later, he was in Rocky 2. Rocky 1, all the Rocky movies are the best. You know, but that was a cool movie too. He was in Victory that came out in 1981, 2 years after that. This movie's about, he's like in the army or something. He's in like he's in some barracks or some crap, I don't know, war army talk or whatever. But it's a soccer movie. He's playing for a soccer team in like the Navy or Army base or wherever those guys are. And then in 1982, a year after that, he was in Rocky 2? No, Rocky 3. I just said Rocky 2. Rocky 3, right there. The one with, who does he fight in this one? I already forgot. Oh yeah, Mr. T. And that's when Hulk Hogan has an appearance in Rocky 3 in the beginning of the movie. He fights Rocky 3 in Rocky 3. Yeah, it is Hulk Hogan. That's right. And, let's see. This one was in 1982, First Blood, which is the best of the Rambo movies. Screw the Rambo movies. For me, I don't really even watch Rambo 2 and 3. I really just watch First Blood. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie is great because I used to live in Redding, in Shasta County, where this was filmed. So this is great, and it's cool to see 1982 how that old Shasta County town was and stuff back then. And it's just a great movie. And I have the special edition of First Blood 2, special edition with all the tons of special features. Oh, I forgot to turn the light on this whole time. Alright. Dang, how did I forget to turn the light on? Let me adjust it. Okay. Okay. Dang it. So, if you haven't seen what I showed in the light, special edition, FIST, Paradise Alley, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, and Victory. Gotta have my, with the light and everything, you know? Alright, so First Blood is the best freaking movie of all freaking time, man. And this movie is great too, and it's Rhinestone with Dolly Parton. Basically Dolly Parton makes a bet that she could turn anybody, any loser, into a rock star sensation, you know? So, that's what this movie's about. He's a taxi driver, and in the dare or bet, whatever it is, he's bet Dolly Parton has to make him a star. And this is a great movie. You actually see Stallone singing and all. He's a great actor. Then Rambo 2 came out in 1985. I got the special edition of that with all the super special features. And I got this one that was a 3-pack too. And 1985, he was in Rocky 4, which is, this movie's cool. I really like when he goes up to the cabin and just works out there and he's alone. I like that part of the movie, but as a movie, Rocky 1 so far. I'll tell you guys my favorite out of the Rocky movies. Over the Top, this movie came out in 1987. We watched this as kids so many times. This was like the movie when I was a kid. My brother, everything. This was the freaking movie. Over the Top, arm wrestling competition. It's really cool because I went through this situation when I was a kid. The kid's in like some boarding school he has to live at, and then Rocky's the dad, Stallone's the dad, and he picks him up for like a visit or no, he's moving him to go live with his rich grandparents who are just stuck up and hate the dad. You know, but it's a great movie. Then Rambo 3, I got the tape of that, and I got the DVD of that. But the tape is the original cover. You see what I mean when I like the original covers? Because this original cover is the original cover, and then they always change it when they come out with the movies. But this is great. This was the original cover right there. Lock Up came out in 1989. Great prison movie right there. Stallone's like in prison and stuff, getting taken away from his wife. They're really screwing him over. The guards have it out to get him. Donald Sutherland has it out to get him. He's the warden. Tangle and Cash came out in 1989 too, with Kurt Russell. Good little action movie. And this is one of those snap cases that the thing snapped and broke inside. That's the thing with those snapbacks, man. They get cracked easy. Rocky freaking 5. You know what? Rocky 1 is my favorite movie, and the next up is the last movie where he's street fighting. You know why I like this movie? It's because Rocky, it has that emotional like good-hearted, good message type of movie. Because the kids getting into trouble, they lose all their money in this movie. They no longer have any more money. They have to go back to the old neighborhood, and it's just a great, great movie. Great movie. The son's getting picked on at school. He's kind of not like the fighter guy like the dad is, you know. And then Oscar came out after that. That's okay. Okay, I never really liked that one. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie's about Rocky's mom, who's just... This movie reminds me of Mother with Albert Brooks. The movies like that with a star and they go back and they have to, you know, they have some mom. Like this movie's basically about how the mom's just a pain in the butt. And he's like a mama's boy, but he's like a police officer. So she's like all in his way all the time and calling him. And it's just a great, this goes down for the greatest movies of Rocky, of Stallone. Cliffhanger came out after that. Great movie. This is one of my favorite movies too. Just a great, and I love these adventure ones where they're in the mountains, which is why I have the original cover right here. See how they changed the cover up? I like the original cover. But that is just great. These are great. Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes came out in 1993. It's okay. Specialist with Sharon Stone. It's okay. Judge Dredd. After seeing the new Judge Dredd, you like this movie more. Of course, all the older movies and the movies that they copy off of the 90s and 80s are always going to be better, in my opinion. But this movie's still, for Stallone. He had a kind of a bad run in these years. Then this one was 97. This is the Assassins with Antonio Banderas. And then Daylight came out in 1996. Did I have that out of order? No, 98. Good movie. Great movie. I love this movie. This is a great, just a great movie. They're all stuck in the subway and they have to get out. They're in the dark. I have to watch this one again because I remember I love this movie. I love those 90s ones like that. You know, Dante's Peak and Twister and that movie and all those like disaster movies. Something crazy happens. They had a lot of good movies like that in the 90s. And then he was in Copland, which is a great movie. I think Stallone should have won an Academy Award for his acting in this movie. That part where they, the guy shoots like by his ear and he like has this ringing and he can't hear anything and he's in like a gunfight at the same time when his eardrum gets blown out. Seriously, I don't know why, but it's like the acting that he does in this movie at that part and all throughout the movie for a dramatic kind of cop movie, crime movie is just great. This beats The Departed for me way better. And of course I have to have that baby on Blu-ray right there. Great movie, Copland. In 2000, he was in Get Carter, and I've watched this a ton of times. I really like this movie because he's like, he's kind of older, came out in 2000, and that's a good year. 2000, he came back and showed everyone he can do another great movie. This is a great one. I See You, he's like in the middle of somewhere in the cold, and there's some serial killer that's out to kill people, and he's on the hunt for him. It was good. It wasn't, like I said. Avenging Angela, right there. This movie came out in 2001. And yeah, I got this limited edition steelbook right here. DVD steelbook. Kind of cool collector's item. And yeah, the newest movie that I have really is Rocky Balboa. And you know what? I'm not a fan of the other Rocky movies. This movie was cool. Of course, it wasn't even better than Rocky 5. You know, but it was a good movie. But when they brought that one boxer out that he's training or whatever in the new movie, it's crap. It's not even like PG family type of movie. I got pissed at that movie because like he comes in, he goes in Rocky's house, the guy who's he training with, and then it's like 2016. You know, all the morals are messed up in the world now. Like, that's my opinion. I won't go into that. But like, you know, he's just like banging this chick on the couch, you know, in Rocky's house, just no respect. And it's like, okay, well, you know, Rocky wouldn't have been up on that crap before, but that's just me. But this is a great movie. This was a really great movie. Like that one. Saw that in the theater. But that's it for my Rocky Balboa set. And I did my Van Damme collection the other day. And I forgot to say that I had this 4-pack rare VHS pack, Van Damme pack, with Hard Target, Time Cop, Lionheart, and Street Fighter. And this is a cool, rare VHS thing to have. And by the way, I went hoarder crazy yesterday, guys. VHS tapes, everything. And yeah, I went crazy yesterday. So, there's going to be random pickups in the works, but I'm glad I got that Stallone thing accomplished. I'm done with that. Next up, hella random, another one of my favorite actors. Out of all the Sheen brothers and stuff, to me this guy's the best one. And it's Emilio Estevez. So stay tuned, because Emilio Estevez, my collection of those movies, I try to get every movie of him too. So, till next time, Spy Cat. Did I just fart? Smells. But I didn't feel myself fart. Did the cat fart?